Welcome back to Alien RestoMod. As you saw, the vehicle did start in gear, so that is an issue. I went ahead and adjusted the neutral safety switch on the 4L60E, and I think I got it right because it starts now and the tires do not move. So I'll look into that later. But for now, we're going to move forward on the vehicle. One thing I want to do is shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you for all the questions. And also, everybody that's helped me out with this project, you gave me great suggestions, and I went ahead and used those suggestions to make this engine run. So thank you very much. I appreciate you and everything you do. So moving on, let me show you what I got. Okay, let me show you what I did to try and get this thing running and see what you think. All right, starting off. Now, this is not in chronological order. It is just a list of stuff I tried, here and there. So I lashed the valves 3 times. Yes, 3 times. I did it 2 different ways I saw on YouTube and read about, and I went ahead and did that, but I ended up, because my paranoia kicked in, I went back to the book and I did it per the book. So, and it seemed like it worked out. I don't know. I verified the timing. I took off the timing cover. I made sure number 1 cylinder was at top dead center, and all the dots were lined up and everything. I added new coils. I added a new coil harness. Now, the coil harness I got was this thing. You can get it on eBay, Amazon. It's really cheap. But when you go to put it on like 1 and 7, this is 1, this is like 7 or whatever, or 2 and 8. These things barely fit. It's like the wires might come out. So this thing is not made, I guess, to OEM's standard in length, but it did work with this on there. So, I mean, everything, I checked each point and everything worked. So, I don't know. What I ended up doing for the coil harness is I went to the junk pile or the wrecking yard and I found a 04 Yukon and I pulled the harness off that and I put it on the engine and it worked. So I don't know. I might go back to the cheap brand or rewire the other one so it looks better. But I put new injectors on. These injectors I got off of eBay. They have the same part number on there, so all they were just refurbished or whatever. Somebody suggested maybe those were bad, so I switched back and I put the originals on there and it worked. New harness. I thought my wiring was all jacked up because I don't know if you saw earlier videos. The harness I was working with, the original one, I ended up, splitting it underneath the dash, but the wires got crossed and it looked like bird's nest. It looked terrible. So I went and got a cheaper harness. I checked everything and I installed it and everything seems to be working. Noid light test. I tried the Noid light test to see if the injectors are working, to see if this thing worked. I moved on. I tested the spark plugs. I pulled the spark plug out. It was still connected to the coil, and I grounded the spark plug out on the engine, ground to the engine, and then what I was looking for is the spark between the little tip here and right here. If the spark came off and hit there, I was happy, and it was a kind of a whitish. It wasn't yellow, blue, or other weird color. If it was bad, it was spark over here, or it just wouldn't connect. But every one of them was connecting right here, so it was good. Pressure test. I pressure test each cylinder, and each one came up exactly 182. I just took that as okay, they're good. Moved on. I put a new crank sensor in. I put a new TPS sensor, throttle position sensor. Added a shutoff valve. So I'll explain that in a minute. I also added a adjustable fuel pressure regulator. I'll explain that too. And then I removed the old Corvette style regulator and replaced it with the fuel pressure regulator. This is the old Corvette style. It's not old, but this is the one I had on there. This is ascending, and this is a return, and this goes up to the engine. Goes up to the fuel rail, excuse me. And it's perfectly fine, but I switched it out. I'll tell you why in a minute. And then on the bottom here, the CPM, ECU, CPM, whatever you want to call it, retuned for 50 PSI. And one of your comments out there, somebody gave it to me, and it stuck in my mind that the engine is not rated for 58 PSI, which this was pushing out. This actually is not adjustable. So the pump inside the tank was pushing out 58, so I had to slow it down. And to get it to was it 48 to 52, which the engine was rated for and the computer was rated for. But when I initially tuned it, I told them I was going to have 58, so they tuned it for 58, the initial tune I had. And then it just got, a pain in the butt, so I took it back to the tuner. He put it at 50 PSI. And before I did that, when I was doing 58, here's a Corvette style. You got the sending, it goes forward, and then you got the return. I was just going to put a shut-off valve and see if I can get get it down to 50 PSI. The only problem with this is when you use a shut-off valve, this shuts it off. This drops drastically. As soon as you start it up, try to start it, it drops down to like 30 PSI. It's terrible. And it won't run. So it was stopping all the fluid, but it needed a return, so it maintained a constant pressure coming through there, or adjusting when I used this, and needed to push off the excess. So that didn't work out. So I removed the Corvette style right here from the tank to the Corvette style. I removed that and I put the adjustable fuel pressure regulator on there. So it comes with a return and went right back in the tank. And I hooked it up to exactly what these were hooked up to. AN6 fittings all around. I did use my shutoff valve as an extension because it had AN6 fittings on it, and I needed about 2 inches of fittings, and I just used that, and I just have it open all the time. So anyways, so the tank shoots it in here. This is send part. It goes through. I adjusted 50 PSI up here, and then I lock it down. The excess goes through here, goes back to the tank. So at the engine, I'm getting 50 PSI. When I start it, it drops down like 48, and then it goes back up to 50, and it stays right there, which is what I wanted. So, and I got this off of eBay or Amazon for like 35 bucks. Now, will it leak later on down the road? I don't know. But right now it's working, and I'm going to stick with it. Let me show you it. Hang on.
Well, I hope you guys can see this, but here's the setup. Down here is the return. That's the sending unit, and this goes up to the engine. And the adjustable nut is up there. And it just fit right in. Of course, I used the shutoff valve as an extension, but AN6 fittings all around. It replaced the Corvette style, and it worked out great.
Okay, that's all I got for today. I think the best thing to move forward on this project is to address the neutral safety switch on the 4L60E. I'm going to go ahead and look into getting a shifter. And I was looking at the, because I always go the cheapest, but it's the B&M, pretty sure it's B&M sports shifter. I've seen a couple guys online use it. What are your thoughts? Let me know, and I will take that into account. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm Alien RestoMod Garage.